So hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our conversation I started with Mercy. If you haven't watched the previous video of our introduction of how Mercy came to America, please watch because it has a lot of important information about how she came here. She's come here 3 times under 3 different visa types in a sense. So if you're aspiring to come to America, please make sure you start watching the previous video. And this second video, Marcy is going to be talking about her life in America now that she got a visa, coming to America to stay and work. So Marcy, welcome once again.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, so you've gone to the embassy and you went, I guess we can recap about coming here. Maybe you can tell just a little, like, how did you come here?
Yes, so as I said in the previous video, so I had found this organization online. I had no godfather, nobody helping me, just me, my energy, my time, and Google. Yeah, so I would spend hours and hours Googling. Then I found this organization on their website. The lady interviewed me, we did all the things, and they asked me to get a visitor's visa. Then once I got the visitor's visa, I traveled, went, met the people. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so Mercy is, you're coming here, when you search online, you're searching for volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
For summer camps. So that was your pathway. But then you found people who are willing, like, come volunteer, but we will file paperwork for you to work.
Yes.
Okay, so take us through the process. You went to the embassy, they send you information, and then you came here. And I want you to talk about your experience at the port.
Oh, yes. So initially when I was being interviewed by these people, we were like, okay, try come 1 month, see if you like it. And then after a while, she was like, but then can you come longer? Then I was like, well, yes, I think I can get, you see, because if I only went for 1 month to go figure it out, then I didn't have even to resign from my job. Then after them being willing to file for me work papers, then I was like, maybe I need to take this risk. So, but you remember at the embassy, I told them, because the conversation by the time I went to the embassy was me going for 1 month. So when I applied for my visa, I said I was going for 1 month. But later on, by the time the people sent me my invitation letter, the invitation letter said they invited me for 4 months. So that's why I had drama at the port. Because once I was asked, and and I'm not going to lie and say I'm going to be here 1 month. So when they asked me, how long are you going to be here? I said 4 months. Hey, so the guy said, okay, so how much money do you have on you?
So to be clear, for people who don't know the story, sorry. So Mercy gets the letter from the host. Your host sends you a letter saying you're going to be here 1 month. But then after a few conversations, after you get the letter, they say you stay longer, right?
Yes, and they send me another letter showing that they invited me for 4 months.
Before you went to the embassy or after?
Yes, before I went to the embassy. No, after I had already gone to the embassy. Yes, sorry. Yes, after I had already gone to the embassy and gotten my visitor's visa.
So at the embassy, you said 1 month.
Yes, at the embassy, 1 month.
Okay, but the letter says 4 months.
The letter says 4 months.
Okay.
And then now drama at the port, because they're like, why do you want to come here for 4 months? So I said, I explained to them very well. So the person who was interviewing me had zero patience with me. So he just said, I'm going to send you over.
To be clear, when you say the person, you mean at the port of entry here in America?
Okay. Yes, here in America. Because immediately you land to your first airport in America, you have to go through customs. So that's where all this drama was happening, because they interview you, they want to know your reason for coming. So I'm explaining to him. So the other thing they ask you is, how long do you want to be in the country? I say 4 months. Okay, he's like, after 4 months, how much money do you have on you? They always ask that question. So I said $1,000. The person is like, so you're coming to visit America for 4 months and you have $1,000? I said, yes. because he asked me how much money he had on me. So I answered him, yes, $1,000. So he just took my passport. He was like, your story doesn't make sense. He put it back in a plastic bag. Then he says, I'm sending you over to interrogation.
Whoa.
And I'm like, so be it, let's go to interrogation. So I was there in interrogation. So you enter into this room that you cannot get out until you hear your name called out. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, and I'm like, God, I was there praying seriously. Like I was in a panic. So I'm like, my dream is just going to die. If these people don't believe what I'm saying, I'm going to be sent back home. Because the other thing you should tell your viewers is getting a visa is not a guarantee you're going to be let in America. And they tell you this very clearly, if you read it very well. They say just because we gave you the visa does not guarantee you entry at customs. So I'm like, okay, let me go see what's going to happen. So like they made me wait a whole hour. I even missed my connecting flight. But then after like an hour and a half, I can't even remember, but I know it was a very long time. So they called me, and then you go, then somebody else is interviewing you and they want to check if your story matches with what you said when you went to your interview. And that's the first thing the person did. He pulled out the records from my interview in March. And mark you, this is in May, because I went to the embassy in March in Kenya. So, but this is May now when I'm traveling. So he says, but when you went for your interview, you were asked how long you're going to stay in the US and you said 1 month. Why have you changed? So I told the guy, I told him these people had invited me. I'm supposed to go see what they do. I'm supposed to learn and see if I'm interested in working with them. So initially, the idea, and which is the truth, I was to go for a month. But later on, they asked me if I could consider staying longer. Then I told them yes, but it will all depend if I'll get my visa. So the guy was like, okay, sorry, somebody just walked behind me. So the guy was like, so he's just looking at me. And all this time when he's looking at me, he's just busy on his computer. He's not even looking at me. He's just listening to me, giving me this cold look. And in my mind, I'm just like, God, I do not know what is in this person's heart. He may be, biased about me. He may be biased about many other people. And I do not know. But you, God, this is the truth. I have a letter. Then after a while, of him asking me so many questions, like to verify for real if I'm telling the truth. He asked me, but then do you have a letter that shows that you've been invited for 4 months? So I said, yes. So I gave him the letter. He read it. He saw, thank God the letter was unofficial. It was not even an email. My host had done a very good letter on a letterhead for the organization saying they're going to provide me with room and board and all the other things that they were going to give me. So the person, then after a while, he asked me, have you ever spoken to this person? So I said, yes. He was like, do you have their phone number? I said, yes. So he told me, give me your phone and show me the phone number. So I'm like, okay, I got my phone. I gave him the number. He actually called the lady, asked them if they knew me, are they expecting me? And she corroborated my story. Then after like 10 minutes of being interviewed, he was like, okay, he gave me back my passport. He was like, welcome to America.
Oh my
So I'm like, okay, my flight left me. What am I going to do? It was like, oh, just go to your airline and tell them you had been held up here and they'll book you in the next flight. Yeah.
Wow, that is such an important lesson for all my viewers. Whatever you say at the embassy is the same thing you need to say at the port of entry. The same documents you use at the embassy are the same documents. Consistency. And I think because this country, they train the consulars to assume that every visitor that comes to America has the intent to stay and become an immigrant. So you have to prove to them that you're coming here not to stay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I would also want to tell you is like, the other thing I also saw that was very, very important. So, when you're being interviewed, you are many of you. So the person who was to my right was being interviewed. And like you see, when the person asked me if I had been communicating with this person, he wanted proof. So this person who was next to me had deleted all his emails. He had deleted his WhatsApp messages. And this guy is like, don't you think that is suspicious? But you see, the phone is yours. You can do whatever you want. But once you're going and somebody else is doing you, I can't say it's a favor, but in essence, you want this person to give you whatever you're asking for. And when he asks for evidence and you don't have the evidence, then you're in trouble. Because initially, when he asked me, have I talked to this lady? He wanted to verify. He called the lady and the lady collaborated. But this person has deleted messages. His phone was like blank and the person is like, it's like there's something fishy going on. It could have been there's nothing fishy. Maybe it's just those people who delete their messages. But I'm saying you have to show proof.
Yeah, keep your evidence. Okay, so now you've been admitted to America. Tell us about your volunteer experience.
Yes. So now since I had come with a B1, B2 visa, very clearly they don't allow you to work. Then I was coming to work with children. You cannot work in the US with children if you don't have clearances. You have to be cleared by FBI. You have to go do fingerprinting. You can't do all those things if you don't have a social security number. So I had to volunteer. There was no other way. I could not get paid because I couldn't even open a bank account. Like nowadays, coming to America and you're not here legally, they're really making it very, very difficult. So I had to volunteer. So the first summer, because I landed here in May. So I had to volunteer for a whole year because my visa was approved the following year in 2017, April of 2017. Okay. So it was a challenge because I came from Kenya where I had a job, being paid, to now here I'm volunteering. And the only good thing is that they were providing me room and board. So that means that's food and a place to stay. So I didn't have to worry, and at least I had saved some money. So for any other thing that I needed, I could afford to get it by myself. Yes. Okay.
So how was your volunteer experience? Were you working with children, or what did you do?
Oh, no, I was not allowed to work directly with children. So especially my Kenyan friends or people who come from Africa. Hey, let me tell you, that was a year, can I say all my values or what I believe in was tested, because the only avenue, I've not even shared this in my personal YouTube channel, but I guess to tell this to your viewers.
Lucky us.
The only thing I could do was work in their kitchen. So I did trainings on how to prepare food and, other kind of things. And also I had to work with somebody supervising me. So I would make meals. I would be the one arranging the kitchen, knowing where all the things are, if there's anything that is running out of stock. That was the only work I could volunteer doing. Yes, so for a whole year, that's all I used to do. Help with the meals for the children, yes.
Okay, so your volunteer period was supposed to be 4 months. So you're talking about 1 year. So yes. The testing period for 4 months, how did that go? And how
that went well. Oh yes, apart from the now real culture shock, because
we'll talk about that later.
Yes, but I'm just saying that whole year, I think God prepared me. Once I got my papers and now working directly with children, because that was an experience and a half. When I'm working, just giving them the meals and the kitchen and where the kids work. I mean, we're just separated by a little glass thing. So I would always be watching what the kids are doing. And I'm like, I thank God I had that 1 year of just working in the kitchen.
So that you can observe.
To observe, yes. I observed how the kids are, and American children, and I'm not saying Kenyan children are angels, but my goodness, American children.
Yeah, you tell us. Yeah, I'm going to ask you those later on. Yeah.
So, but at least that opportunity gave me time to observe and see what I'll be handling one-on-one. Yes.
So at what point, sorry, I don't mean to speak over you. At what point did they decide, okay, now you're a good candidate? And what do you think made them decide to help you get a new visa called R1, which you're going to tell us what it is.
Yes.
So what do you think contributed towards you pleasing them enough to see that, oh, we need you to come and work for us?
Okay, so number one is for me, especially that year, I was not picky. I know I struggled a lot, and I would tell my boss, I can't believe I'm here cleaning the kitchen. But I think they saw that even without my papers, and I'm willing, and I never took it as a joke. Like every morning, and I had to report at 7 a.m. and we would work. Working in the kitchen is crazy because I came summertime, and my employers, here in America, is very funny because you can be licensed to run a summer camp, but you're not licensed to provide meals. So many other summer camps in Pittsburgh have summer camps, but they cannot cook food. So we were not only cooking for the kids in our summer camp, we were cooking for kids in other summer camps. So like my first summer, they were cooking for over 400 children.
Woo.
So you can imagine prepping food, and the food has to be ready. Some centers want their meals by like 10 o'clock. So you get to the kitchen from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is hard work, hard, serious work. So they were like, oh, this girl managed to do all this work.
So what were you doing? Sorry, what were you doing in the kitchen?
So meal preparing means breakfast. You bring out cereal, put the milk, and then juice. You know, all the specified products that should be considered. This is a meal. So we serve the kids. Thank God in America is use disposable things. That was easy. So, but it's just ensuring it is put. Then for the other camps, we have to plan ahead. Send them enough cereal, send them milk, send them juice, send them bowls, spoons, everything that they will need, cups. So that's what it entails. That's breakfast. Then we have to prepare lunch. So lunch, whatever is in the menu, we have to cook it. Mm-hmm. So if let's say, for example, they're having like burgers. So that day we have to go to the store, we have to buy all those things, come prepare it, and then package it nicely. So that's what I used to do.
Was it hard for you, like cooking American meals?
Yes, apart from some that I didn't know the names. I remember this one day they're telling me we're going to cook linguine. I'm like, what? So, as I said, Google should be your best friend when you go to a different country, you know, because they're talking to you, they're like, you know, these meals. I'm like, what? So, like some of the names I was not aware of them. Then when I look up, I'm like, oh, this is just a form of, noodles or some spaghetti, because in Kenya, I think we just call everything spaghetti, or let me not say that because maybe there are people who know the different kinds of noodles and what they're called. But I remember that was the first thing. I'm like, what is that? So I had to Google. When the guy left, he told me we were cooking linguine. I'm there Googling, what is this? Yes. And I remember, so this one time we were supposed to do mashed potatoes. So in my mind, I'm like, we're going to peel all those potatoes for 400 children. I'm like, my hands, oh my God, we're going to die. Then I'm wondering, okay, where are the potatoes? And then the guy says, oh, they're the mashed potatoes. Then he gives me this can. It was like this big. It was like I think a gallon or something. It's a powder you mix with water. I'm like, oh my God, I'd never seen that in Kenya. Kenya, you're eating mashed potatoes. It means you're cooking the potatoes, peeling them, and then mashing them. But no, here it was easy. So it was, let me tell you, it was a lot of work. Oh my goodness, it was a lot of work. It was tiring. By 3 o'clock, I just wanted to sit somewhere, put my feet up, but I persevered a whole year doing that.
How many people are in the kitchen?
They used to get interns and other staff. So we would be like maybe a minimum of 8, would be maybe 8 to 10. Because cooking for those 400 kids is no joke. And then we have to serve the meals ourselves. Mm-hmm. Yes, then we have to clean up. Yes, so we would be like maybe 8 to 10 every single day. And then what to you if somebody calls in sick? Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for you. How come you persevered? Was there a time that you attempted, like, oh, I can't do this, let me just go back? Oh
yeah. Those were very many. I had those moments, because understand this. When I left in Kenya, I was a project director. I used to be served tea in my office and lunch. Yeah. So now I'm here cooking for people and cleaning the floors. And I'm like, when did this become my life? Is this my life? But I used to be like, God, okay, what am I doing here? Like, seriously. Like, if people in Kenya knew I'm here doing this kind of job, when I left, I was a whole, but Kenyans and titles, Kenyans, they love a title, we are title people. Then what's my title here? I don't even have a title. Yeah. And then I'm doing manual work. But then I was like, you know what? It's either I quit, I go back to Kenya, start all over again, or I persevere here, wait for me to get my work papers. Every single day I used to tell myself, Mercy, at the end of the day, you have a choice to make. So choose wisely. And then I'm like, and anyway, whoever said you're going to die just working in a kitchen, and who says there's some jobs that you should look down upon them? So the people who usually do this work, so they're not people. Yeah, but obviously there were those moments of doubt, like I had a good job in Kenya. How am I doing something that maybe in my culture is seen as, you know, it's a little, it's way below what I was doing. Yeah, but after a while, I was like, you know what? These people also paid a lot of money for the lawyer who was helping us, because I don't know, we will talk about also that, because they had invested in me. Now I can't give up. I can't say now it's like, this is not in my, I can't do this. So I was like, no, they're also sacrificing something for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So since we are trying to make these videos short,
Yes.
I want us to end it here. And then in the next video, let's talk about what R1 visa is and how they process that.
Yes.
And I really appreciate, I love your story. Like I'll always say that. So
thank you,
guys, make sure you click to the next video and we will talk to you later.